If you're hunting for a piano that actually feels like an instrument and won't eat up half your living room, you know the stakes are high. You want something reliable, easy to live with, and worth every dollar, not just a glossy spec sheet. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I first started looking at digital pianos for a small apartment, the biggest hesitation was the classic "does it really play like a piano?" question. I tried a few budget models that sounded decent on paper but left my fingers feeling disconnected, and the cheap key actions made practicing feel like a chore rather than a joy. At the same time, I didn't want to splurge on a massive console that would dominate the room and still sit half-used because I couldn't fit it into my daily routine. The Roland F107 landed in the middle of that dilemma, promising a blend of authentic feel, modern aesthetics, and a price tag that feels reasonable for a brand usually aimed at professionals. The first thing I noticed after unboxing the F107 was how light it feels without sacrificing the solid, sleek look that Roland is known for. Its slim cabinet is clearly a nod to the F701's award-winning design, so it slides into a corner without looking like a piece of equipment you're trying to hide. That visual ease translates into daily usability. I can set it up on a simple keyboard stand, plug a pair of headphones, and start playing within minutes. For anyone living in a city apartment or a shared house, that low-profile footprint is a real win because you're not forced to rearrange furniture just to make room for a piano. What really separates the F107 from the sea of thin keyboards is the action. Roland's PHA-4 Standard 88-note keyboard delivers the kind of graded hammer feel that most beginners only get on much pricier models. When I ran my fingers over the lower octaves, the keys gave that subtle resistance you expect from an acoustic grand, and the upper register stayed light enough for fast passages. That balance means a child learning scales won't tire out quickly, and an adult practicing Chopin can still feel the nuance of each note. In practice, the action eliminates that plastic bounce you sometimes hear about in lower-priced digital pianos, making it easier to develop proper finger technique. Sound is where Roland's reputation really shines. The F107 uses the same supernatural piano engine that powers the company's flagship stage instruments. In a modest bedroom setting, the piano's tone feels rich and resonant, with enough sustain to make chords sing without sounding artificial. I tried a few complex pieces with rapid arpeggios, and the 256-note polyphony never clipped or dropped notes, even when I held the sustain pedal and layered the built-in reverb. For a home player who likes to experiment with layering strings or organ patches, that headroom means you can explore without worrying about the instrument running out of notes. One practical strength that often gets overlooked is the built-in Bluetooth connectivity. I paired the F107 with my tablet and used a free piano learning app that displayed sheet music while the piano sent MIDI data back to the app. The latency was negligible, nothing that would throw off timing, so the setup works for both structured lessons and casual jam sessions. Because the Bluetooth is embedded, there's no need for an extra USB to MIDI dongle or a cluttered tangle of cables, which is a subtle but welcome convenience for anyone who values a tidy workspace. Now, no instrument is perfect, and the F107 has a few trade-offs you should weigh before hitting add to cart. First, the speaker system is designed for personal practice rather than room-filling performance. If you're planning to host small gatherings or want a piano that can double as a live room centerpiece, you'll likely need an external amplifier or a set of studio monitors to get the volume you need. Second, the piano comes without a pedal unit. Roland sells a separate sustain pedal that you'll have to purchase if you want the full expressive control of a traditional piano. That extra cost isn't huge, but it's something to factor into your budget if you didn't anticipate it. Finally, while the Bluetooth is handy for apps, it doesn't support audio streaming from your phone, so if you like to play along with YouTube backing tracks, you'll still need to route the audio separately. Who should buy the Roland F107? If you're a beginner or intermediate player who wants a realistic key feel, solid piano tones, and a machine that fits comfortably in a small living space, the F107 checks all the boxes. It's also a solid choice for parents looking for a reliable instrument.